going on, people, and welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Ty. I'll be teaching you guys how to hold a nice and straight handstand. Now, for those of you who don't know how to do a handstand, check out my previous video before. I made a full video on how to actually learn your first handstand. Alright guys, so the most important thing, if you're going to learn a straight line handstand, you got to understand it's not really necessary, there's no real benefits to it. Honestly, it just looks really cool and really nice. So again, to get a really nice straight line, what you're going to need to do is open up your shoulders. So if you notice, if you can try and get your hands in line with your body, like so, then you know you have the ability to hold a straight arm. If you don't, then obviously there's some mobility issues. We need to work on opening up your shoulders, stretching this whole area, the lats, the chest, basically most of your upper body. So a good test you can do to test your overhead mobility is basically having a posterior pelvic tilt, so squeezing your glutes, making sure everything's straight in line, and trying to bring your arm as far back as you can. If it's nice and parallel, like so, you know you have enough mobility to hold a handstand. If you don't, then we need to work on stretching and opening up the shoulders, okay? So I'm gonna get Shaq here, a friend of mine, to test out his mobility, and we're gonna see if we can improve it so we can hold a nice straight line handstand, okay? All right guys, so Shaq is now gonna test his overhead mobility. So again, posterior pelvic tilt, so squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your glutes. That's it, you're squeezing the glutes, suck the tummy in. That's it, and open up the arms, arm all the way up. Good. That's as far as you can go. So as you can see here, it's a bit restricted. All right, the first stretch I'm gonna show you guys is really good for the lats and basically just opening up this whole side, okay? So what we're gonna do is find ourselves a bench. If you don't have a bench, you can find like a pole, anything where you can like, which is around hip level to grab onto. And we're basically just gonna stretch this whole side out. All right guys, for this stretch, again, you need something that's around hip height. So if you can find a bench, a chair, anything to hold onto, what you're gonna do is start in this position here. So you're gonna be 45 degrees. You're gonna grab your opposite hand across, and you're gonna push the other hand. You should feel a deep stretch running right across here. So as you can see here guys, I've got Shaq in the exact same stretch. So again, his feet are at a 45-degree angle, and he's reaching across with his right hand, so he gets that nice stretch right across his lats, his shoulders. So again, just stretching that whole area out, working on opening the mat. Look at this guy screaming like a little girl. So again, try keep straight at the arms. So try keep your arms straight. It's gonna sink back down, and again, getting that nice stretch right across the body. Perfect. So you can use a bench, guys, anything you can find. You don't have to use a bar, you can use anything, literally anything you can grab onto, and just find it around hip level. Alright guys, next up, another exercise to open up the shoulders is, again, the pecs can get tight. So if you're doing a lot of pushing movements, you tend to round yourself like that, and that's not really good if you want to adopt that straight line handstand position. You're going to open up, so in order to do that, we're going to loosen up this front part of the shoulder. So what we're going to do is get a trigger point ball. You can use a tennis ball, any hard round ball. If you don't have a ball, you can also use a foam roller. What you're going to do is basically just roll across your pec and just feel all those little fibers just tight, those knots. You just want to try and get them out. Okay, so roll across. If you feel a point that's really it's like intense, just hold it on it for like 30 seconds and then go on to the next spot. But just keep rolling. I would say go for around a minute or two on each pec. So just roll across the pec, like so, using both hands, just coming across, like so. Tiny bit slower, that's it. Good, so as you can see here, Shaq stretching out his pecs and the front part of his shoulder, just rolling right across. Any tight knots he's experiencing a knot right there. When you feel that intense sharp pain, just hold on it for like 30 seconds, so hold that, good, and the pain should go slightly down. And once it does go down, you just move on to the next spot. So you're gonna roll each pec for around 1 to 2 minutes, guys. That's all you're gonna do. Just loosening up all those knots in the chest muscles and the front part of the shoulder. Another really important one as well, again for the lats. So what we're gonna do, you can find a wall or a pole. Probably a wall is easier. What you're gonna do is just place the ball like so against it. You're gonna lean onto it and just feel a stretch, or just feel any knots in your muscles. And you should feel if there's a knot where there's like a little sharp pain. When you feel that sharp pain, just hold on it for like 30 seconds, just there. Oof. And you can add some movement to it, rotate the arm, literally roll across the lat, just loosening it up. you can see here, Shaq is just again loosening the lats. So any tight areas, just hold for 30 seconds and then move on to the next area. Just roll up and down. Good, there we go. Loosening up the lats. So as you can see here, Shaq found a knot. Just there. Lovely, bro. I love the facials. If you're not doing this, guys, yeah, lats are tight. Yes. Hold it there. Roll up and down nice and slow. Perfect. There we go. Good. Loosening up those muscles. Last stretch to stretch out your upper body and to really try and hold that straight line. I'm trying to get into a butcher's block, so this is going to stretch again your lats, bit of the triceps as well, and you're just going to feel it a lot in your shoulders. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to find yourself a bench, or again you can use a chair or any kind of surface that's around hip level. What you're going to do is keep that posterior pelvic tilt, so squeeze your glutes as always. That's it. So you really feel a deep stretch in your triceps when you do that, and also your lats, okay? So again, try that stretch hold it for around 30 seconds to a minute, and maybe add some movement to it, so going up and down, and you should really, really feel that. All right, guys, we're gonna retest Shaq's overhead mobility. So yeah, let's see what he's got now. He's done the butcher's block, he's done everything. Open up. Whoa, look at that improvement. That is mad. Can we get a bit straight up, straighten the arms? Good, perfect, that's the one. Alright guys, we just worked on the shoulder mobility, so bringing the arm all the way back behind us. Now we need to work on the core and the glutes. So again, with the handstand, you don't want to be in this position here. You want to squeeze, posterior pelvic tilt, keep the core tight, suck the belly in, arms straight, okay? You don't want to use your back or like that, or go out like this. That's not what you want. Again, tilt the hips, tense, move. Now, in order to strengthen your core and to keep this position, we're going to do a few exercises. It's going to be on the floor, and we're going to use parallels as well. So stay tuned, and I'll show you what to do in just a sec. So for this core exercise, guys, what you want to do is find yourself a flat surface. You don't have to use a bench, you can also use the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Again, lift up your core so your abs should be off the floor, and keep a nice straight body. This is an intense exercise, so you just want to go to failure on this one. Same thing again. Try it. Good. So as you can see here, toes flat, keeping a posterior pelvic tilt, tensing the abs, engaging the core is being worked, and hands are straight. Good? Good, so hands facing forwards, that's it, core tight, posterior pelvic tilt, and toes nice and straight. Nice. Killer core exercise, really good for developing the strength in the handstand. Another core exercise you can do, if you don't have a bench or anything, you can do it on a flat surface. You can do a plank instead. So what you're gonna do is basically just push your elbows a bit more forwards, and this way you're going to feel a bit more in your lower back, and again it's going to force you to try and keep that posterior pelvic tilt. So show you what it looks like. So again, guys, that's replicating that kind of straight line position you want to be in the handstand. So stretching your arms further out is where you're going to really feel it in your core, and that's when you're going to really have to fight and try and squeeze your glutes to get that posterior pelvic tilt. Again, another way to improve a straight line handstand is facing the wall, doing handstands facing the wall, and then just trying to take your feet slowly off it. That's again going to force you to be in that straight arm position, so I'll show you what it looks like. Last final strength building exercise, guys, we're going to get into scapular pike push-ups. So again, to hold the handstand, you want to make sure that you're pressing through, so you're pushing through the ground, so you don't want to shrug your shoulders, because then that means you're just going to be weak in that handstand position and you're just going to fall over the place. The balance is not there, so you want to make sure your arms are locked, you're fully pushing all the way as much as you can through the shoulders, and again, this is a great exercise to develop that strength. Alright, so again in that position, just push through. You're gonna hold for around 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or as long as you can really, until you feel yourself dropping, and then you're just gonna rest for a bit and do around maybe 4 or 5 sets. So that was the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, if you can't quite handstand just yet, check out my handstand tutorial. It's been on the channel for a while now. It's helped a load of people out. Check it out. And again, key pointers, make sure you can open up your shoulders, so you're always in a nice straight line. Posterior pelvic tilt, squeeze the abs, tense the glutes. And last but not least, practice, guys. Make sure you're practicing it constantly. The more practice you do, handstand is a skill, you're gonna get better at it, okay? So once again, it's been your boy Tao, and I'm out. Peace.